What would happen if a spoiled evil prince was thrown into the story of Baldur's Gate 3? And to make this story real, we're playing on honor mode. One save, one life, that's it. Well, to find out we first have to create him. A human paladin sworn to the oath of the crown and cursed with the dark urge. The perfect makings of a spoiled evil prince. And with a fitting name, the tale of Prince Joffren begins. Prince Joffren believed himself untouchable, but then the mind flayers came. Now Joffren finds himself abducted and infected aboard their ship.
The torturer behind this cruel prank will meet your malice when you get out of here.
His first encounter reeked of ugliness.
From this place you'll free us.
Unworthy of helping. Although he's getting to kill, the ship is a nightmare for Joffren. This leads us to his first meeting with Lae'zel. They see that they are connected somehow and she tells him more about the parasite. This probably makes her an obvious ally, but I don't think Joffren is thinking about friendship. An important aspect of this run is that every choice follows the will of a spoiled evil prince. But this is honor mode and mistakes are bound to happen. And if you think Joffren made the wrong choices somewhere, let me know in the comments. And now that I've explained, we can continue the tales of Joffren. He sees how disgusting this place really is and despises even touching it. Yet beneath it all he's terrified and he just longs for his mother. But suddenly he hears a scream from behind.
You! Get me out of this damn thing! Wait! Get me out of here!
Joffren just left her to die. He didn't want to rot in this place. And with that they made their way to the helm of the ship. When the big dude came running after us, it was time to finish it. Prince Joffren made a quick sexy jump, connected the tentacles, looked up, saw a really scary dragon, made a really sexy face. This made the dragon really angry and he set the ship on fire, which made Joffren fall down and everything went black. Joffren awakes on a beach. Now this is where his true story begins.
This feels like home. There is something unknown and unspeakable deep within your heart.
Even though it's beneath him, he plunders the corpses. And along the shore he spots the woman he left to die. Joffren feels no guilt, but alone here, a familiar face might still be useful. He despises needing help, yet he won't face this alone. She'll do for now. Together they start moving and he spots the brains he saw on the ship. Disgusting. Sneaking is beneath him, but killing them unseen is too easy to resist. Shadowheart proves herself useful, as any servant should. Eventually she goes down, proving fragile. He heals them both, not out of care but because tools must function. And now it's time to make some important choices. Joffren isn't about swinging heavy weapons or protecting others. I went with dueling. It fits his castle training best. The spells are a mix between attack and defense to suit his style. For Shadowheart we picked up Bane and Sanctuary, just in case. Now feeling a bit stronger, they kept moving forward. And up the hill there was a stranger waiting.
I've got one of those brain things cornered.
The white-haired man says that he saw us on the ship and we threaten him. Then we get that nice tadpole connection and we understand that this affects us both. He also says that he wants to find an expert on this. Considering Joffren doesn't know anything about these parasites and that he kind of wants to find an expert as well, he would probably not say no to more protection.
As he joins your side, your mind dances with thoughts of a perfect, pretty corpse.
Joffren looks very horny. Astarion gets a quick level up and together they move along and spot a mind flayer. With that done, Joffren moves on to loot some weak pathetic goblins. Since Shadowheart was so weak last time, he decides to give her a bow. Joffren himself sees that he has a crossbow and he really enjoys crossbows. They end up looking around a bit until they spot Lae'zel.
Yellow as a toad, and twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill. Get rid of them.
She could prove a useful servant and she was much stronger than the others. The lower folk listen, but they do speak of a camp. Naturally Joffren demands to know where this camp is. They also speak about a healer named Nettie, a matter that will prove complicated, but that's for later. Right now it's time to cut down Lae'zel. She does give us more information about the tadpole, also that she knows about a cure.
There's the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
Careful. She obviously sees your kindness as weakness.
But taking advice from the weakling that almost died at the ship? He'd much rather take advice from Lae'zel. Also, she reminded him a bit of his mother.
You have made an ally from...
With directions secured, Joffren decides the camp comes first. Located at last, but there's one problem. Goblins by the gates. Disgusting. But there was one person standing out from the other peasants. A duke's son. Someone worthy to fight beside. For a heartbeat, the goblins felt dangerous. Then Will struck two at once. Joffren refused to look weaker. He invoked the might of his bloodline, certain no strike could fail. To anyone else it was chance, but Joffren knew the truth. His strike had lit the fire. Even Shadowheart found her courage. The final blow was his, and with it, the proof. He had inspired them all. After looting the goblins, we actually found a nice weapon. Now it's time to see if the grove is any less dirty than the goblins. Among the grove's peasants and their petty quarrels, Joffren called upon his mother's teachings, the delicate art of diplomacy. He knew that courtly manners must be upheld. The grove was beneath him, yet even here he found a weapon more suited for nobility. After enduring introductions as his mother would demand, it was time to address the only noble in sight.
Well met. The blade of frontiers at your...
The man's smile bends downward, and his thoughts become yours.
Seeing that they are affected by the same parasite, a hero might prove useful.
Better friends than the ones hitching a ride in our skulls, at least.
The parasite dragged him through Will's cursed quest, a hero chasing demons.
Her name is Karlach, an archdevil soldier I swore on my good eye to kill.
Even plagued by demons, a hero's blade was worth more than Shadowheart's whining.
See you at camp then.
Now with one more pawn at his side, it's time to see what else this filthy grove could offer.
By Mordai's eyes, another one.
In Kresh Kalir, a formal greeting begins with a bow.
Lae'zel's brutality was refreshing. At last someone who understood how peasants should kneel.
Lower. You saw another Gith. Where?
On the road to Baldur's Gate, near the mountain pass.
Her display impressed him. Of all the rabble, Lae'zel seemed the most worthy of trust. Thus, when she revealed the cure and the way forward, Joffren deemed it worthy of consideration.
T-Sling was clear. If there are Githyanki west of here, that must be our objective.
Joffren was going to move on to the healer of the grove, until he heard vermin sounds from a cage. He would not pass on that.
You ain't gonna shoot me. Your hands are shaking.
Your mind wanders. If the crossbow bolt shot through her mouth, would she taste the metal before she died?
He used his nobility to mask his true desire. Although the tiefling turned out stubborn, he was forced to take other measures. She wouldn't shoot the prince.
Damn you. Damn it! Why do you care if a goblin lives or dies?
I don't. The guards didn't appreciate Joffren's display of honor, but this matter didn't call for steel. He still had business here.
They believe you. For now.
Distractions aside, the healer waited. If anyone here was worth his words, it was her.
Let my daughter go right now! She's a thief, hellspawn. And you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back!
There were screams of a lost child, and now Korga demanded words with him. Clearly even druids craved an audience with a prince.
Please. I'm sorry.
A death viper. You've milked their poison before. A single drop of it could kill that child in a heartbeat.
A child's peril did amuse him, but Koga's summon was the real concern.
First, judgment must be passed.
Should the child struggle, it is poised to strike. The death of a child, a timeless tragedy that never grows old.
If Koga would not speak until this ended, Joffren would end it swiftly and amusingly.
No.
Now that the child has been dealt with, we can finally speak to Koga. Surprisingly, Joffren found Koga tolerable. She prattled on about some ritual, but he cared little. She insisted on Zevlor, a leader of rabble, normally beneath him, but his mother's lesson rang clear. Power, however small, could serve.
You will do more than speak.
How dare you! Joffren did not care to listen. How dare she command the prince? Her visions were nothing. It was time to find that healer.
Just give me a moment. God, our field mouse. No one's more important than the patient in front of you.
Yes, Prince Joffren. This peasant turned out to be Nettie.
Know what she can do for you?
We tell her everything, so she can rid us of this parasite.
Did it look like a tadpole? But from your worst nightmare? All slime, teeth, and tentacles.
Yes, that's the one. Finally an expert.
I'll do what I can.
We were finally going to get cured. Joffren sees the fate of a man with the same parasite. Joffren was scared. He could not let this happen to him. But since it was her friend lying there, she must have worked on a cure.
First things first. Tell me, have you noticed anything unusual? Not just symptoms. Any strange events?
Joffren just wanted to get this over with. Come on.
Nothing? You're sure?
This healer was dragging on and on. He just wanted a cure.
I suppose that makes things easier. Give me your arm, please. A cure.
That is all Joffren needed to hear.
Be careful. Your legs will probably give out first.
Joffren was flustered. What had she done to him?
Maybe Master Halsin could have plucked it from your head, but I can't.
What? She was a charlatan, hiding behind herbs and riddles.
Please, try to relax. This doesn't have to be hard.
The cure was a lie, and her fate his to decide.